My name is Valerie, and I will teach you something valuable. Today's lesson is on Article 4 of the U.S. Constitution. Here we go. No man thinks more highly than I do of the patriotism, as well as abilities of the very worthy gentlemen who have just addressed the House. But different men often see the same subject in different lights, and therefore I hope it will not be thought disrespectful to those gentlemen if entertaining, as I do, opinions of a characters very opposite to theirs. I shall speak forth my sentiments freely and without reserve. Those are the opening lines of Patrick Henry's 1775 speech, ending with the famous line, "Give me liberty or give me death." In his speech, Patrick Henry was opposing members of the House who spoke prior to him, expressing opinions against fighting in the American Revolution. Although he disagreed with their opinions, he respected them as colleagues, recognizing that their combined talents as a whole had greater value than the sum of their parts. His gracious regard for the very worthy gentleman exemplifies Article 4's provision for mutual respect between the states. Article 4 ensures that the states have respect for each other, as Patrick Henry did for his colleagues, which is crucial to uniting the states as one nation. Americans pledge to that one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, partly because of the provisions in Article 4 of the United States Constitution. In accordance with Article 4, Section 1, states must have full faith and credit to the laws of other states. This expanded upon a provision that existed previously under the Articles of Confederation, known as horizontal federalism. Each of the 50 states has different values and traditions, making each have different laws that meet the different needs of their different people. Horizontal federalism accounts for these differences. For example, one state's judgment on a gambling debt can still be collected in another state, even if gambling is criminalized there. This was interpreted by the Supreme Court in the 1908 decision on Fauntleroy v. Lum. The Supreme Court has also examined Article 4, Section 1 to interpret family law. Their 2015 decision on Obergefell v. Hodges federally legalized same-sex marriage. Prior to that, because of Article 4's respect for variations of the law across the states, a couple would have been recognized as married in 37 states and not married in the remaining 13. These differences must be mutually respected by each of the states. But how is that proved? How can it be certain that all states give full faith and credit to the laws of all other states? This was determined at the 1789 Constitutional Convention and was inspired by the debate between Virginia and New York over a national bank that was ongoing at the time. The first national bank of the United States was chartered by President George Washington in 1791 and was administered by Secretary of the Treasury Alexander Hamilton. This charter expired in 1811, but was rechartered numerous times until the establishment of the Federal Reserve in 1913. However, at the time of the Constitutional Convention in 1789, there was not a concise way to settle the debate over the creation of a national bank. Desiring a concrete solution to settle future disagreements between the states, the Founding Fathers gave this authority to the Supreme Court in Article 3. As a result of the combined power of Article 3 and of Article 4, Section 1, all disputes between the states must be heard in the Supreme Court. A notable example of this from 1935 is Alaska Packers Association v. Industrial Accident Commission. The conclusion of this case was that overlapping laws of states can both be applied to disputes. However, in 1981, the Supreme Court, in its decision on Allstate Insurance Company v. Hague, also interpreted that just one of the state's laws can be applied, and that the determining factor is where the case is filed. Both of these cases relating to Article 4, Section 1 demonstrate that it is crucial for the states to respect each other's distinctions, because although we are 50 individual states, we are one nation. Prioritizing national unity over allegiance to any one state is expanded upon in Article 4, Section 2. The first clause of which is the Privileges and Immunities Clause. It explains that no matter which state you are a citizen of, you are a citizen of America first and receive the rights and protections of American citizenship. Furthermore, the second clause of Article 4, Section 2 unifies the states as one nation under God, as said in the Pledge of Allegiance. Because of this clause, the states must work together for the benefit of the country as a whole in regard to legal proceedings and prosecution. For example, if a criminal is found in another state, the governor, as the executive authority of that state, must return the culprit to the state where the crime was committed. This is because jurisdiction, which is defined by Cornell law as the power of a court to adjudicate cases and issue orders, belongs to the state where the crime occurred, rather than the state where the criminal was caught. Next is Clause 3 of Article 4, Section 2, which was made completely null and void in 1865 by the 13th Amendment. Therefore, Clause 3 of Section 2 can only be viewed through a historical lens, as it does not have legal standing today. The clause related to the motion across state lines of slaves, which were constitutionally defined in this clause as a person held to service and labor. Legally viewed as property during this time period, an escaped slave of one state had to be returned, even if found in a free state. However, most abolitionists in the northern states refused to do so. It wasn't until the Compromise of 1850 created a strict fugitive slave law this was enforced. The Fugitive Slave Law was one of 6 provisions agreed upon in 1850 in hopes of preventing the Civil War, which began only a decade later. Although even when combined with the Fugitive Slave Law, Clause 3 of Article 4, Section 2 was ineffective at preventing the Civil War and has no legal power today, it is still important to make note of historically, as is the entirety of Article 4, Sections 1 and 2, because the Constitution is the common thread connecting every one of us, now and through history, as a whole, greater than the sum of our parts. Because although we are 330 million different individuals of 50 different states, We are the people of one nation, the United States of America. Thank you.